BK Sports checks in with our loyal viewers at the broadcast from Boston, the home of the Celtics. Welcome, everybody. Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr and the rest of our terrific 2K crew. Glad you decided to spend your Thursday night with us. Take a look at New York.
You know, they've looked a bit lost out there lately. I mean, they don't seem to be playing with a lot of purpose and focus and even drive. I mean, you can't just wait for good things to happen. You got to make things happen.
Yeah, but I think, Clark, what's happened is they've lost some confidence. And sometimes when you do that, you end up forcing plays. So it's a delicate balance. You know, they have to regain some confidence with their attitude, with their effort. And I think things will turn, but it's going to take some work.
And now, State Farm presents New York's starting five. Up front, it's Carmelo Anthony and Tyson Chandler. Felton is out there with Iman Shumpert, and it's White in at the small forward position. And for the Celtics, fans and KG, the good ticket to pull the inside. He out there with Avery Bradley, and it's Pierce in at the threesome. The New York Knicks, they come in off the loss to the Nuggets in Denver.
Well, they were in foul trouble throughout that game, guys. It made things awfully hard on themselves as a result.
Yeah, it forced them to go much deeper into their rotation than they would have liked to, and that's always tough.
Well, one of the big advantages for the Knicks is that you know they'll always have money to spend. This is one of the most lucrative organizations in the entire NBA. They've never been afraid of spending a lot on salary in the past, and even with the new collective bargaining agreement rules, I would expect to see the Knicks well into the luxury tax.
You always want a player to have his head up and be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
And White kicks to Chandler. Kicks to White. He feeds it to Shumpert. Three-pointer. That's good. Shumpert's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Knicks, one of the most storied franchises as well, Steve. You're talking about New York. Even with the Nets coming into town, into Brooklyn, you would think the Knicks and all that great history, Clark, will help them continue to recruit free agents.
Yeah, no question about it. New York is a special place, and it is in the landscape of NBA basketball. It's always going to be a hot destination for free agents. It's a place where guys want to play and want to be, not just for the basketball, but for what New York offers. That's an advantage for the organization. And the offense, I mean, 3 or 4, solid start for this game.
Now let's find out what head coach Mike Woodson had to say to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, he said that they didn't want to take what the defense gave them tonight, saying we need to play our game. I told my guys to go right at their defenders and make plays happen. If we sit back and don't be the more aggressive team, we'll just be digging a hole for ourselves. Sounds like they have confidence in their ability to score, guys.
Thank you, Doris. And guys, the focus being on the offensive side of things, they obviously don't want to let their defensive guard down, so to speak, can they?
No, of course not, Kevin, but you do game plan around your strengths. And for them, that means really mapping out the offensive strategy first.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, but I also agree with Kevin, too. I mean, too much focus on the offensive end could leave them vulnerable at the other end.
And that one's good, Anthony.
Well, Carmelo Anthony might be the best scorer in the league in terms of just pure skill and talent. He can do it all. He can shoot threes, he can pull up mid-range shots, he can get all the way to the rim. He gets to the foul line. One-on-one, he's almost impossible to deal with.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Jeff Green is checked in for Banks. White comes in for Paul Pierce. And Terrence Williams subbed in for Courtney Lee. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. You look at the Knicks. And of course the Celtics, they're tied right now. Melo's checked in for the Celtics. Jordan Crawford comes in for DJ White. J.R. Smith's checked in for New York. And here we go with Anthony running it up the court. He nails it, and we're tied up.
Tell you what, he can be an offensive force when he's on top of his game, guys, and he usually is on top of his game.
And for Carmelo Anthony, Steve, you talked about him as a one-on-one scorer. Clark, you played small. How would you try to slow him down?
Well, it's difficult defensively. I think you'd have to attack him at his defensive end. Make him work. Try to have him use energy dealing with you, pounding, banging. Go at him and try to take some of the starch out of his offensive shirt.
Out of bounds, Knicks ball as New York keeps possession.
Yeah, so close to picking that pass off, guys.
At least he got a hand on it. He did what he needed to do to make sure it didn't hit the target.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Pierce comes in for Jordan Crawford, and it's Terry in for Avery Bradley.
Big mistake not having more defensive pressure on him out there. You know, throughout the history of the NBA, the Celtics have been such a constant presence in the postseason that it's hard to imagine the playoffs without seeing the green. Every year the players change, but the Celtics mystique is always in it, and that team is always hanging around.
And here's Smith, following the three-pointer by Paul Pierce.
Both sides really coming out of the gate firing here.
Guys, they look like they were raring to go in this one. A lot of offense early on.
Now here's Terry. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Toronto.
And no question, when you look at his assist totals, I'll tell you what a nice job really spreading that ball around.
It's really the mark of a great franchise. Boston expects great things from the Celtics each year, and more often than not, Steve, they deliver.
Yeah, you don't get all those banners that they have in that building without executing in the postseason. That's what this Celtic team has done the last few years. They play together, they play hard, they defend, and they're at their best when their best is needed.
And the free throw no good, but they'll get the ball back here. Jordan Crawford's checked in for Boston.
Celtics ball.
And the Knicks making a change here as well. Martin's checked in. DJ White, he's checked in for Jeff Green. Kicks it out to Terry. The pass to Melo. To the paint. Chandler with the steal. And here comes Smith, leading the fast break. And the three off target. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Williams, a screen on Martin. Inside. Here's Melo. Foul gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. Shooting for Boston.
Well, you allow them to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, I think you got to foul them, and free throws are better than a layup.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line. Well, it was the Boston Celtics winning their last game against the Raptors.
And Kevin, the starters didn't have too much pressure on them in that game because of how effective the bench guys were.
And another thing getting all those quality minutes from the reserves did was keep their starting 5 fresh for the second half. I tell you what, folks, I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really focused.
Double your money and make it stack.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. When you consider how the Celtics are doing, Steve and Clark, your thoughts?
And a good start for this club. I like the way they played together, really moved the ball and did a nice job offensively.
Yeah, excellent ball movement, and it's paid off on the scoreboard, too.
Knicks trail by 3. They've got Jordan Crawford. Wilcox is out there with Garnett. Then there's Avery Bradley. And it's Williams at the 2 guard. That's the Boston 5. Novak, that's for 2. Cans the shot from the wing. Novak's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Knicks. And the slam by Williams.
With that reverse jam, the fans got a little extra show there.
That one definitely had something, you're right, extra on it.
That was one of those 3 or 4 plays that you see every night in an NBA game that just leaves you in awe.
Felton with the ball. He has 5.
Jordan Crawford, just an unabashed gunner and scorer. I mean, he's looking to shoot every single time he catches the ball. A lot of people remember him from the NBA summer camp when he was back in college at Xavier when he dunked on LeBron James.
Crawford missing again.
Typically, he's pretty dependable on those open jump shots.
He gathers. Felton can't get it to go.
Some rugged defense there against one of the stronger finishers in the game.
And there's the call on Felton. That's his first foul. Celtics making a switch here. Pierce is checked in. Carmelo Anthony is checked in for New York. No one covering. 6 points for Garnett. And you mentioned Jordan Crawford. He also said in that interview that he felt like he was better than Michael Jordan, or at least he felt he could be better than Michael Jordan when it was all said and done.
Well,
Clark has some pretty big words there.
Yeah, you'd rather have a little more confidence than not enough. And in young players, you can sometimes forgive them for statements that are out of bounds. I like this kid's confidence and scoring ability.
And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession. Well, as usual, a lot of offense in the NBA is being generated from the small forward position this season. Here are the league's best at that position. Second, Carmelo Anthony. Fourth, Paul Pierce.
You know, a lot of the NBA's most explosive players man that small forward position. And you're looking at a pretty good collection of them right there.
Well, Steve, I'd say more than pretty good. Those are the guys that give opposing defenses nightmares on a regular basis.
Well, the question mark the last couple of years for the Knicks has been defense. And I think the addition of Tyson Chandler on the interior was the answer to those questions. Chandler really helped improve that defense. Now it's a matter of building that foundation as a team and really coming up with a defensive plan and sticking to it and allowing it to grow.
6 on the shot clock. The drive by Anthony. Blocked. 24 seconds. They recover. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Here's where Boston sits right now, Kevin, in the current league rankings. 7th in assists, 7th in free throw percentage. And they're in the top 10 getting into the passing lanes and coming up with steals.
And the top 10 in assist number that you talked about really is what stands out to me. It's a beautiful team to watch. They like to share the ball. They really work hard at the offensive end to make sure they get the best possible shot every time down the floor.
It's off his leg. And the ref saying he didn't. You know, you saw that change in philosophy with the head coaching change. Mike Woodson took over as interim coach. And then May 24th, May 25th, they announced that he was going to be the full-time coach. And he got that gig, and he'll be there now for hopefully a couple of years. And they settled that position down. Clark, the Knicks were a lot more defensive-oriented under Mike Woodson after that move.
Yeah, it was clearly obvious that was the case, Kevin. If you want to win in the East, you need to be able to play tough defense, and the Knicks seem to be heading in that direction.
They get it back. Green with the ball. Now Anthony defending. And now the Knicks on the break. Off the drop step. Shot misses. Great D that time from Green.
Shooting for Boston.
In low to Garnett.
Garnett.
Well, the thing with Garnett, Kevin, is he's still one of the best players in the league. He doesn't finish quite as well around the basket as he once did, but he's got a knockdown jump shot at that mid-range level. Excellent defender, good rebounder, and basically just a winner.
Well, he is a winner because he does all of those things. He scores, he defends, but it's not just about scoring with him. He's a pretty good playmaker from the post too, Steve. He's become quite adept at spotting cutters and slashes when he's got the ball in the post.
Again, the miss by Anthony.
Well, Carmelo Anthony began his career in Denver, had some good years there with the Nuggets, but felt he'd be happier in New York. So basically forced that trade from the Nuggets to the Knicks. And I think everybody felt like when he arrived there, the Knicks would take off. But it's been a little bit of a challenge in New York so far. They haven't been the dominant team that everybody had expected and hoped.
And the Knicks making a change here. Smith is checked in. Here's the three. It's rebounded by Kevin Garnett. Garnett's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Pierce with it. Andrew picks him up. And the call will be against Kevin Garnett. That is his first foul of the game. And some changes here for the Celtics. Jordan Crawford comes in for Paul Pierce. And it's Lee in for Jason Terry. Tyson Chandler is checked in for New York. Martin comes in for Carmelo Anthony. Melo's checked in for the Celtics.
Shooting for New York.
And now, guys, still early in the second quarter, and that's his second foul. I'd be anxious to see if they leave him in here.
The Knicks shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved.
Brandon Bass is checked in for Jeff Green. And a switcher also for New York. Lamont Shumpert is checked in for J.R. Smith. Lee. No-place jumper from the free throw line. And the Celtics lead by 7. And for Carmelo Anthony, playing for the Knicks, a homecoming. You know, he grew up as a child in Brooklyn before moving to Baltimore.
And I think, Kevin, he also felt like the Knicks, with their financial resources and that big market that is New York City, would put him in a good position to perhaps win it all. That'll be the challenge, though. It takes more than talent to win a championship.
And Melo gets it to go in on the assist by Crawford. Melo's got 5.
Well, they haven't been getting lit up from outside here. All the points they're giving up are from in close. They've got to offer more resistance.
Yeah, defense has to get better, Clark. You've got to body up, bump somebody, get physical, force the action back out to the perimeter.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Paul Pierce is checked in for Jordan Crawford. Williams comes in for Courtney Lee. And it's Terry in for Avery Bradley.
Jason Terry.
Yeah, the referees all over that one.
No doubt about it. Clearly a foul. Nothing to argue about there.
I think Jason Terry, guys, is one of the best 6 men in the league. He provides that instant offense off the bench. Sweet shooting stroke, can shoot it from deep. You know, if you look at him, he loves to go right, and that's his sweet spot. One dribble right, pull up, he's automatic.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. Knicks trailed by 9.
Opportunity to go 2 for 1 here if they want it.
Steve, let's see if they go for it.
I remember when Jason Terry started out with the Atlanta Hawks. Star player, putting up great numbers, but not a lot of wins.
And that, to me, a lot of times, Kevin, is a function of the environment you're in and the other players. This is not tennis or track and field or golf. You need other good players around you to win in the NBA. And where Dallas has that and have been perennial contenders, Terry has found a way to make major contributions. So I think he learned from his experience in Atlanta that you don't take being on a winning team for granted.
Celtics leading by 9. It's Pierce on the wing. Back to Terry. He dishes it to Bass. Over Martin. Oh, that's blocked. Good!
That's got to feel good. Ending the quarter on a positive.
And we've reached halftime in this one. Celtics lead by 11. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the third quarter. But right now, it's time for the Sprint Halftime Show with Damon Bruce. Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback.
What a game for Garnett. He has 12 points, and he's managed to get 4 of his points by way of the free throw line.
And that may not be the first thing people notice about his performance, but those are important points nonetheless.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the court for the Knicks. Belton is out there with J.R. Smith, and it's Chandler, then it's White, and it's Martin in at the 4 spot. Austin making some changes. Kevin Garnett is checked in for Melo, and it's Avery Bradley in for Jason Terry. And a switcher also for New York. Anthony's checked in. Pass to Chandler. Right side, Felton. Takes the 3. There's the bucket. Good.
For 3.
Felton's got 10.
I tell you, they might have to make a defensive adjustment. You can't give him that kind of a look from beyond the arc.
Williams kicks to Pierce. Williams has a screen for Pierce. The feed to Brandon. It's up a 3. And the slam by Williams.
Boy, that's hard-nosed sandpaper basketball right there. A lot of little friction in there.
Oh, I love the way you described that. Wasn't ever. Nobody was going to get to the rim but him.
Oh, man, with the violent putback to finish it off.
White against Pierce. And it's White missing.
And they have a huge advantage on the board.
Well, this has been one-sided so far, both on the rebounding side and the scoreboard.
Pierce's shot is good. third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Williams against Smith. Here's Anthony. Gets it to go. Anthony's got 8 points.
Good start for this offense. They're shooting 3 of 4 now from the field, so offense in a good groove.
Chandler with the steal. Knicks trail by 10. The dish to White. Jams it with authority.
That was a dynamic two-hand dunk there.
Right in the face of the defender.
That was a tough, gritty finish.
Bradley passes to Pierce. Bradley is screen on Anthony. And it's a defensive 3-second violation.
What I love about Doc Rivers, the Celtics head coach, is the consistent message he has for his team. Defense, share the ball, trust your teammates. And that's what that club is all about.
Jordan Crawford. And the technical free throw is good. Jeff Green is checked in for Boston. Jordan Crawford comes in for Paul Pierce. Outside, Green. In low to Garnett. Goes back up. And the layup is good. Garnett's got 15. You know, Steve, you look at the success the Celtics have had. Rivers was there back when the team wasn't so great. And the organization stuck with him, and now he is stuck with them.
I think that's a credit to the Celtics organization, Kevin, because so often NBA teams fire their coaches when things go badly. But Rivers didn't have any talent back then. Once he got some talent, everybody realized what a great coach he was because he's put them together. They've been consistent and unified, and he does such an amazing job of communicating to his team and motivating them. That's why they've been on this long run.
And it's Smith missing. Celtics leading by 11. Crawford kicks to Williams. Gathers. Garnett. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And it'll be his 4th time going to the free throw line in the game.
I think it's been a struggle for him at the line. He's been scuffling this season. I mean, he's pretty well below the percentage that he shot a season ago, and not quite sure why.
White against Crawford. Anthony dishes to Chandler. Can't get it to go.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim.
You know, I really felt Tyson Chandler was one of the keys to that Mavericks title run in 2011. He was the best defender on the team, really kind of changed the culture defensively for a Dallas team that was perennially an offensive-minded club. So he was just a huge factor in that title.
When you talk about Chandler's impact on the champion Mavericks team, they also really raved about, you know, his incredible positive impact, Clark, in the locker room as well.
Hard-working, passionate. He brings a positive vibe and energy to what you're trying to do on the court as a team.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Paul Pierce is checked in for Jordan Crawford. And it's Lee in for Terrence Williams.
Well, one nice part of living in the information age, guys, is that you get a chance to easier test assumptions. We've always thought that veteran experience was a huge key in the playoffs, and I still think that's a factor. But a recent study said that young teams aren't at as big a disadvantage. It's more about team continuity and chemistry. That's where the big advantage is.
But they get it back. Back to Felton. Tries again. Great D that time from Green.
Tough D on the inside.
Put up a roadblock, a construction barrel right there. That's what he brings defensively.
All sorts of time. Connects the jumper drops. You know, Clark, you was talking about that study. It's surprising that having playoff experience wasn't a big edge for teams. Your Indiana Pacers, the Philadelphia 76ers from last year in the playoffs. You know, interesting examples. Steve, what's your thought on that?
Well, I think what's important is for the coaching staff to have experience. I think that's where playoff experience really comes in handy. The players gain a lot of experience right away their rookie years. They play so many games before the playoffs even come. So I think they adapt quickly to the postseason. For the coaches, it's a different game, and they have to adapt. That's why I think their own experience is very important.
Pierce with the screen on Felton. Bradley passes to Pierce. top. Hit the shot. It's hauled in by Felton.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot two.
Obvious foul.
He took a hit right there and earned those free throws.
Some changes for Boston. Brandon Bass is checked in for Green. Jordan Crawford comes in for Paul Pierce. And it's Terry in for Avery Bradley. Marcus Camby, he's checked in for the Knicks. 6 seconds separate the shot and game clocks. Here's Terry. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
Great screen there. It sprung him open, and he took advantage.
Here's Felton. He's got 10. Smith for three. Count that one. Smith's got 10.
Well, there's not a whole lot you can do when a team gets this hot from three-point land.
All you can really do is hope that they cool off. I mean, the way it's going for them in the second half here, I don't see any sign of that happening.
Here's Felton. And a great show through three quarters. As we Celtics leading by 9. Brandon Bass and Kevin Garnett, the duo inside. Lee out there with Terry. And it's Pierce in at the 3 spot. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. And finished off by Bass.
And you really don't want to give up too many dunks like that. One is too many.
Oh, yeah. No, certainly you're right. You know, that's making it way too easy for sure.
Yeah, major breakdown defensively. They've got to tighten things up here.
Here is Nova. Camby kicks to Felton. It's stolen by Bass. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Here's Pierce. And some very quick points for him on that possession. Knicks trail by 13. Now here's Shumpert. Passes it to Martin. He kicks to Felton. Over Bass. Felton can't get it to go.
He's not necessarily a strong inside presence, but he needs to polish those chances off.
Pierce for 3. That's the bucket. Pierce has got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, I like that he's come up with some big baskets for this team to help him out in getting this lead.
In low to Martin. Feeds it to Camby. Goes up strong with one hand and flashes it down.
What a play. The loop plus the harm.
Excellent concentration on the finish. That's big time.
Whitey's checked in for New York. Smith comes in for Shumpert. Now here's Terry. Lee dishes to Terry. Bass. For Martin. Bass can't get it to go. And now the Knicks on the break. Pops it up there. The alley-oop layup. Very well done.
Boy, they saw the opening for that alley-oop, guys, and they didn't waste any time.
Those openings don't stay there for long, that's for sure.
That's right. It's got to be an immediate play because those defenses are so fast.
The Celtics making a switch here. Bradley's checked in. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Carmelo Anthony's checked in for Kenyon Martin. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Terrence Williams.
Kevin, Doc Rivers was just addressing the plan with his team. He told his guys, time's running low. If we're going to make our move, it's going to be now. Are you guys ready? As they nodded, he said, let's go get it. Kevin?
Terrence Williams is checked in for the Celtics. Tyson Chandler is checked in for New York. Pierce, light covering. Pulls up from the corner. Good on the jump shot. 17 points for Paul Pierce.
You know, as much as anybody in the league, Pierce is able to hit the tough, contested shots. And I think that's because of his strength and his skill level and his ability to knock defenders off balance before rising up and making his jump shot.
And, you know, you said earlier the big buckets down the stretch. Pierce always ready to do that. In the deciding moments of the game, that's when he really separates himself and deserves the moniker, the truth.
This is shot. Good.
Well, it wasn't a textbook pick, but he still managed to score. Good concentration. concentration on the finish.
Dalton kicks to Anthony. Now Chandler inside. In for the dunk.
This is Kevin Harlan. Reached up high and brought it down hard.
Well, that's how you do the dunk. That's for darn sure.
That's how you commentate it.
You guys are crazy.
That's his first personal foul.
Knicks trailed by 12. J.R. Smith on the wing. From outside the arc. Takes it right up. And Chandler throws it down.
Step aside, step aside. We got the big fella coming through.
That is a powerful brand of basketball right there.
Man, an amazing putback. You just love the effort from this guy.
Now here's Bradley. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation.
Ball is at the line with 1 shot.
And so he hits the technical free throw. Boston making some changes. Melo comes in for Kevin Garnett. And it's Green in for Brandon Bass. And New York with a change here, too. Amon Shumpert's checked in for J.R. Smith. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Down low. Right the pass to Felton. Lifts up. And the dunk by Chandler.
Boy, that kind of hustle you just love to see.
And it gets his teammates fired up.
Yeah, especially with the powerful slam to finish things off.
Celtics leading by 9. Melo dishes to Williams. Dishes to White. Makes the alley-oop pass. Anthony's shot is off.
Nice little lead they're enjoying here, and they deserve it with all the work they put in on the glass.
Yeah, big margin for them in the rebounding department. They completely dominated the boards here.
Boy, every time they drop it in, they do so from close range. Easy basket.
Yeah, high percentage looks time and time again, guys, and it's paying off for them the way they're playing this game. I like their strategy.
J.R. Smith checked in for New York.
Throwing it down with one hand and making it look easy.
Easy and fun. He just thrives on making the D look silly.
Yep, which is something he does pretty often, Kevin. Obvious foul.
Yeah, he took a hit right there and earned those free throws.
Good on the second free throw.
You know, being behind in this game, Kevin, they're doing what they need to do, driving the lane and forcing the defense into some mistakes.
Well, and even if it doesn't fall, they're stopping the clock and getting a chance to score from the line.
Now here's Pierce. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway. Fast break, here we go. Oh, the one-hand jam.
Did you see that?
Oh, we got to see that one again, guys. We've got to see that again.
I need a replay. I'm not sure what I just looked at.
Here's Pierce. Good on the triple. Pierce has got 12 points in just the second half.
Yeah, this club well on its way to victory. Beautiful offensive execution.
Yeah, I like the fact that it was wire to wire, too, guys. A fantastic job.
That free throw good from Anthony. The free throw's good from Anthony. 1:10 left here in the fourth quarter. Williams, a screen on Felton. Outside Williams. The kick out to Pierce. From outside, off the mark.
Boy, they needed that last rebound. They haven't done well on the boards overall, but that one was huge.
Still fighting for the win. He hits the first one, and that brings them to within 10. And despite the fact they've been beaten on the board, this one is still close.
Kevin, they're still in.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Kevin Garnett, who's checked in for Melo. Pass comes in for Jeff Green. And Jordan Crawford is subbed in for Paul Pierce.
Not much drama left in this one, guys.
No, it hasn't quite exactly been a nail-biter. I mean, it's going to be a great win for them, though.
Now, here is Smith. And White kicks to Felton. It's a 2 from Smith. Here's Chandler. Misses the layup. The Celtics shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. Kicks it to Banks. Takes the 12-footer and hits. And the Celtics lead by 14.
They're closing this game out in style. I like what they're doing here, competing till the very end.
That's certainly what it looks like. I mean, there's no let-up in them so far.
Now Bradley. Pulls it up high.
Out of bounds.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off.
And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. How much to be critical of with this win, Bud?
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play. They showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
And that'll do it for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And now we present the Jordan Player of the Game, Kevin Garnett.